Horror, the literary genre of vampires, of exorcisms, of haunted hotels, and of subtler, more insidious terrors like threats to bodily autonomy and deadly pandemics. It's a genre that has always appealed to the masses and has been selling incredibly well lately. According to current year-to-date data from a point-of-sale tracking service for the book industry, horror is one of the growing segments in adult fiction. Book sales are up 13%. This is of no real surprise to me. For the past few years, as a nation and as individuals, we've confronted horrors that feel like they've been pulled straight from the pages of a novel. Many readers, including some members of the Velshi Band Book Club, turn to horror stories during these times of external stress to help make sense of the fear, the chaos, the anxiety that's permeating our lives and our world. And the author that these readers turn to again and again would be today's Velshi Band Book Club author, Stephen King. Stephen King is one of those rare authors whose contributions to American literature cannot be overstated. He's an award-winning, prolific, frequent bestseller, often banned. Dozens of his books have been banned in Florida alone. He's inspired generations of readers and writers. He's ubiquitous, but you already know all of that. King's writing, from imagery to phrases, is deeply entrenched in American culture. It and Pennywise cemented the killer clown. Carrie defined high school suffering. The Shining crystallized haunted hotels. The Shawshank Redemption epitomized jailbreak. Cujo became shorthand at the dog park. And so many more. King's writing has become known for many things, including where his novels are set and for the careful attention that he pays to characters. The town of Derry, for example, a fictional place where many of King's books are set, is based on Bangor, Maine. By setting so many of his novels in the same towns in New England, King grounds his readers in a shared literary universe. Masterfully, this allows King to juxtapose these familiar settings with unfamiliar and often fantastical situations that drive the plot. Character-wise, King's protagonists are always nuanced, always flawed, and always likable enough so that we genuinely and deeply care about their fate. Even a secondary character, often dead just pages later and often used as a foil, are detailed. Like the backdrop of Maine, King will often reference or bring in familiar characters from other books in some of his newer works. King's body of work is so equally beloved and influential that no one can really agree on which book is his magnum opus. The latest addition to King's expansive literary world is a fable that everybody knows, an adaptation of the Brothers Grimm classic fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel. Now, you're looking at this picture. This book will be familiar to you even if you haven't said it. It's been reimagined alongside illustrations from the late Maurice Sendak, the author and illustrator of the beloved and enduring children's book, Where the Wild Things Are. The illustrations you're seeing right now were from a 1997 stage production. I don't need to remind anyone watching right now of the plot. Brother and sister, evil, child-eating witch, candy house, breadcrumbs. But when you dig deeper, Hansel and Gretel is a story of survival, of family loyalty, of greed, and forgiveness. King's version of it is dark, of course. It's fast-paced, it's detailed, and unsurprisingly, includes a reference from one of his most famous works. The evil witch in Hansel and Gretel is Rhea of the Coos from the Dark Tower. What connects King's work, from explorations of fairy tales to time travel experiments to, of course, horror of all different varieties, is hope. King's body of work is a safe and rich place to explore the most depraved parts of humanity, the worst-case scenario, the scariest depths of our collective imagination. And when the book is finished and the monster is defeated, or at least banished, it is love and friendship and morality and bravery that are the most powerful forces of all.